Hey guys, today we're gonna make churros. Churros are one of my favorite go-to foods for when I wanna be fat, because they're super easy to make. So we're gonna start off by boiling some water, butter, and sugar. We're gonna make the dough first. It's a pot au jus type dough. So I already got the butter in my little pan here. Now we're gonna get a half cup of water thrown in there, and then a tablespoon of sugar. Now I'm gonna put all the ingredients, brands, and instructions down in the description box that you can check out yourself down below.
Go. This is how you look cute and squeeze lemons at the same time, guys.
All right, tablespoon of sugar. We're gonna bring this to a boil real quick. While that's boiling, we're gonna get the piping bag ready to pipe the churro out into the oil. So I have a piping bag here. You can use like a gallon bag if you'd like, but gallon bags can be a little bit of a bitch with the tip, so just be very careful when cutting it. But pastry bags are cheap. Go on Amazon, get yourself some pastry bags. I mean, they're useful. You can use them for like deviled eggs. You could use, that's it. That's my list. Just kidding. And I just cut the hole too big. See, that's an example of what not to do, guys. See, I'm not actually a professional, I lied. That's gonna work. Let me get a new one. All right, so the smart thing to do is first open the bag. Super obnoxiously. As obnoxious as you could get it. Where did my tip go? There it is, okay. Oh, this tip that I'm using, like, you know how churros have those little ridges? You gotta get a tip with the ridge. Guys, I'm not. Don't do what I do. All right, don't do what I did the first time where you just shove it in, okay? Let's put it in like a fucking normal person, all right? Put it in gently, 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 work its way down. Because what happens is, because these are little spiky tips, it cuts the bag as you move down, which means the dough will start coming out of the bag if you leave it like that. So remember, you can always cut more, but you can't put the bag back. So still not enough. Okay. So I cut off just like these much more. Okay, see, it's perfect. See, I took off that much more. And so be very careful when doing that to make sure you don't fuck up your bag like I did the first two ones. So then so now this is your bag. So now you want to fold the top down, okay? This is going to make it a lot easier to put the dough in. And it's also going to be a lot cleaner as well. So you just fold this back just like this, and you just hold it like this for when you put the dough in. And there you go. You're like basically a master chef. All right, guys. So why do I keep saying all right, guys? Like, this is the beginning of every fucking segment. Just kidding. Okay, so now we're going to mix together the flour and the salt. So we're gonna get a half cup of AP flour, all-purpose flour. We want a half a teaspoon of salt. I always use pink Himalayan salt, but you know, I'm bougie like that. You could just use like kosher salt. I wouldn't use iodized salt because y'all don't know what you're missing out on if you're using fucking iodized salt, okay? It's for fucking peasants. If you want to be a peasant or a queen, pick one, okay? Oh, I also found out I have a weird talent, guys. So I can speed up my voice. You know how, like, if you're watching a video on YouTube, you can watch it normal speed, 1.25, 1.5, 2 times, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So my best friend said today, that's my favorite kind of nut. And I'm like, oh my God, I need a clip of that. And but like, we're gonna do it really fast and we're gonna interject it into the clips of my videos. It's gonna be funny. Be like, that's my favorite. No, I can't do it, guys, because I'm on camera. That's my favorite kind of nut. I literally just took a piece of garbage and threw it on my floor. I don't. Okay, so now we're gonna take the boiling water, butter, sugar off the stove. Okay. And now we're going to add a little bit of vanilla into here. It's like a teaspoon, but does anyone actually measure vanilla? Because I don't. So we're just gonna do that. So I'm just gonna swirl this together so it's all mixed up. And then we're gonna go ahead and add it into the flour and salt mix, that dry mixture that I've already mixed up. You wanna mix the dry separately and make sure liquids also mix together separately, because if you don't, you have a chance of like salt chunks being in like spots of the dough and not evenly distributed. So just make sure everything's mixed together well. And we're just gonna mix it in, slowly pour it in, mix it in. Nothing too special about this technique. Okay, normally I use my KitchenAid because I'm super lazy, but I'm making a mini batch. So. Okay, so I've mixed it for about 20 seconds, 30 seconds. This is what it looks like. Now we're gonna add in an egg. All right, beat this egg up. It'll be easier to mix in if you beat it first and then add it into the dough. Okay. And you want to add a little bit of egg at a time because you don't want to cook the egg, because this is a hot mixture still. This was just boiling, so you don't want to cook the egg. So add in a little bit of egg at a time. So this is what it looks like. My bowl is turning because I'm using my other hand to record. Don't mind it. You ignore. Can you come hold the bowl?
I now have 4 hands.
Okay. Add the rest of the egg. Okay, we're just gonna keep mixing those up. All right, so now it's done mixing, so it's nice, smooth, velvety texture. So this consistency is a little thin. I'm not sure why it came out this way. I've made this recipe a bunch of times, so we're just gonna add a little bit more flour to it. This is my first time not using the KitchenAid, so I mean, I don't know, that's really the only difference, but I don't think that would make really a difference, so it's okay. We're just gonna add some more flour, make it thicker, no big deal. Yeah, it's starting to thicken up. All right, yeah, buddy.
Don't laugh at me. You two don't laugh at me.
Okay, that's better, guys. Yes. All right, so now we're gonna fill it in the bag. You can do this with just 2 hands rather than 4, but it just makes life a little bit easier. But you see what I mean now? How it's all clean going in there. Oh, it smells so good. Buttery goodness. All right, guys. Now we gotta get the oil. We got the oil heating up in the back over here on the stove. So we're gonna do the cinnamon sugar to roll the churros in. So there's really no measurements to this. It's just cinnamon, sugar, and a little bit of salt. You're just mixing it up. Okay, so I have a little bit bigger of a container here to roll the churros in, because you gotta think about the length of them. Or you could do little baby churros. Those would be so cute. I'm gonna do little baby churros. Yes. All right. Cinnamon. All right, you're gonna have more sugar than cinnamon for sure, like a lot more sugar than cinnamon. Probably a tablespoon, maybe a touch more cinnamon, and obviously like way more sugar. This is probably, we're gonna do just a tiny bit of salt, just a tiny little sprinkle, because you gotta think about salt all along the way. So that was about a ½ teaspoon. So I'm gonna say 1.25 cups of sugar, tablespoon of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of salt. Let's taste it. It tastes delicious. All right, guys, so now we're going to test to see if the oil is hot enough. So we're gonna see, by doing that, we're gonna pipe some of the dough into the bag. So we're just gonna put a little bit in at first. Okay, that's perfect, all right. So now you just pipe little lugs. They're gonna come out not straight, that's okay, as long as it tastes good. That oil's too high, it's getting brown way too fast, so we're gonna turn down the heat. Wow, I'm the worst teacher. Oh, the heat was too high. That's okay. They're a little bit darker brown than usual. That's fine. Honestly, I really don't care. So now we're going to put them onto some paper towels to drain off the excess oil. Now, make sure that you're using separate utensils for this next part. So I'm not going to use the tongs. Now I'm switching. You can use the tongs to put the churros in to begin with, but use a fork or something or another pair of tongs to start to coat the churros, because if you use the tongs, you're going to get sugar on the tongs. The sugar is going to get into the oil, the sugar to burn, the sugar is going to start burning the oil, and then your churros are going to have a really bitter taste to them because they have the burnt sugar in the oil. Okay. All right, guys, so the middle of these are a little doughy. So I turned down the heat just now when we do the next batch, so they come out correctly. So again, this is what not to do. See, it's a what not to do and what to do in all in one video. Would you look at that? Multitasking, 2 birds, 1 fucking stone. I just wanted to try these bad churros off camera, and I regret trying them off camera. The middle's a little bit doughy, but honestly, I kind of like better. Well, first I'm not going to talk with food in my mouth. So now I'm going to make churros again, hopefully the proper way. And then I'm going to see if I like the slightly overdone, slightly doughy center, messed up churros versus the properly done churros. So, all right, so we're going to see if this is the heat's right this time. Oh, this is coming out lots better, guys. I can already tell it's not sizzling as hard. Means it's not as hot. They're not getting brown right away. I might have done it right. Okay. This is what to do. This is how you properly make the churro, y'all. And that's it. That's it in my dough. Is what it was supposed to look like. I did it. Woohoo! Insert cheers. Again, make sure you're using the separate, utensils and such. See how it's nice, clean oil. That's what you want, y'all. Put your churros in your cinnamon sugar with a touch of salt. Okay, a touch, not a bunch. Okay, who am I kidding? I use my hands, guys. We don't fucking... This is your home. You're not feeding people. Also, if you go to like a legit restaurant, they're also using their hands. Just so y'all know. So don't... Perfect. Look at my little churros. All right, let's taste this one. It's really good. So that's how you make a churro. And you saw how to do it and what not to do. So don't fuck up the dough. Don't put too much, not enough flour in. Don't make the oil too hot, and you'll be just fine. I love you guys. Recipes down below in the description box. And I will see you next time. Have a fucking whimsical day.